I'd like to tell you a story about a boy named Sven. He was in the 5th grade, autistic, and he couldn't read a single word. Not it, me, the, nothing. His teachers told his family that he may never learn to read. With my simple reading program, I taught Sven to read. My story begins when my daughter was in the 1st grade. She was a challenged reader. At that time, I didn't know about challenged readers. Everyone can read, right? Wrong. According to the U.S. Department of Education, last year, 19% of high school students in America graduated unable to read above a 3rd grade level, which is considered functionally illiterate. That's nearly 1 in 5 students, or 500,000 new graduates each year. How can anyone graduate high school not knowing how to read? Teachers are doing everything they can to help these kids, but the traditional way of teaching reading does not work for many students. According to the National Assessment of Adult Literacy, in America, 85% of juvenile delinquents and 70% of prison inmates are functionally illiterate. Illiteracy is the #1 predictor of future criminal activity. There is a solution, and this is how it came about. In my 20s, I went to Japan to teach English. I needed to learn Japanese, and I was told to learn to read first. I discovered that the Japanese have developed a system called hiragana, which makes reading so easy, I learned in a week. I didn't know the meaning of the characters at first. The point is that I could sound out and correctly pronounce Japanese. 10 years later, when my daughter's reading challenge opened my eyes, I decided to take what I learned in Japan and adapt it to English. With the help of a reading specialist, I wrote down all the sounds of English. Then I analyzed our alphabet. I discovered that of our 26 letters, 12 make only one sound. But these other 14 letters make multiple sounds. The A makes 4 sounds, the C makes 3, the O makes 8 different sounds. I believe this is why English is so difficult. Let's take C as an example. The 3 sounds of C are in cat, face, and ocean. I was also surprised to discover that these 17 letters are sometimes silent, meaning they do not make a sound in many words. Think for a moment about these 4 examples. There is no B sound in the word doubt, no G sound in the word sign, no S in island, and no W in who. The program I developed is called Narda Gani. I found a way to expose all the sounds of the 14 letters. Underneath the letters is one of these symbols. These symbols let the reader know what sound to make. They also guide students in learning to sound out words. I'm going to teach you 2 of these symbols. First, everyone's favorite symbol, The square is your lips, the line is your finger, and the sound it makes is shh. The shh sound can be made 5 different ways. With 1 S in sugar, 2 S's in mission, an SH in sheep, a T in vacation, and a C in social. The triangle symbol lets the reader know the OO sound is needed. The OO sound can be made 4 different ways. With 1 O in move, 2 O's in school, an E in flu, and a U in super. How about those silent letters? They're underlined and easy to see. Here's an example of our symbols in action. Notice the 3 different sounds of U. We hum a tune for you. Dr. Jeffrey Wilhelm, Distinguished Professor of English Education at Boise State University and a nationally recognized literacy expert, conducted a small-scale teacher research study with our program. He concludes that it works because it reduces the cognitive overload that is typically experienced by those learning to read English. We have conducted several pilot programs in detention facilities, which were highly successful. Narda Ghani has been approved by the Idaho State Department of Education for use in Idaho schools. Using Narda Ghani, Sven, in 5th grade, learned to read with our symbols in 8 one-hour lessons. He was elated to be able to read books coded with our symbols.
It was pretty hard, but when I started to work with them, it is now easy. I'm going on safari. I see zebras raised on safari. Wow. I see animals all around me on safari. I did it.
You did do it.
So, Sven learned to read our coded books in 8 one-hour lessons. Several months later, he no longer needed the symbols. Last year in high school, Sven became a proud member of the National Honor Society of America. Sven says, "I once thought reading was impossible. Now, I know all things are possible." Thank you.